I ain't no motherfucking dope dealer, dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, top dollar. And I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
Welcome to Top Metropolis, the home of Sudan. I'm your host, I'm Topodopolis. My peeps call me Squiller Man. Born and raised in the dirty, known for pushing pounds and burdens. Clown when it's necessary. Real mics to the damn bird. I'm from the south side of town, where we be go-getters. Gold grills, Cadillacs and pills, and we boy now nigga. Home of that one hit a quitter, day chopping, popping collar, nigga. Serve, drinking money, making head, busting lyrics spitter. The ultimate game is chess. The ultimate fee is death. The ultimate nigga top dollar. My name speaks for itself. Practice my telekinesis, write my thesis, drop this hip hop and sequel. Magalicious, I'm at nutrition, magnificent, lethal. Listen up, I got some free games. Say no, not really. Cause it cost me like a motherfucker. Y'all gon' feel it. The top spot, I'm top notch. This be the top of Texas. Stepchild Records, fight 5. It ain't bullshit.
I ain't no motherfucking dope dealer, dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, top dollar. And I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
Now that Jay-Z done retired, these boys in the game, they shook. They thought the spot was open competition. Playboy, the spot I already took. My flight I already booked. Since Pop wanna be nice. Crushing boys, albums with hooks already. These cats acting like raw. They claim MCs, but they fraud. These niggas act like since they can rap, they gon' blow up and ball. You got cats, producing beats in up front, wanting they bread. It's a process, y'all done fixing them hard. I think it's marketing promotion. See, vinyl is essential. Walk over the tax ID now with posters. 8x10 promo pictures out the coordinated album. I put 5 in these streets. When the 4 groups had 9 producers, dog, plus I don't make beats. Next level of the game. CID points and publishing, production deals. Tool set up with videos, crushing shit. In-house producers, screwed and chop. Down in Houston, beat the block up to build my stock up. Y'all can suck my dick to be true.
Dope dealer, dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, top dollar. And I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
These labels be shiesty. I swear I ain't never seen nothing like it. Fucking these boys over with no Vaseline and making them like it. For sure, that's why I keep it gutter. Guilty by affiliation, fuck it. Stand independent, penny a minute, forever hustling. Hurting the slab, head of the lab, it's the Squiller Man. I move to work, I don't do the perks. Stick to the plan, like I just won a Grammy. Smoking on this game, I keep a boosted bar for dating. Chopper these hoes, call me daddy. No commercials, no videos, no BET. But every corner store, pool hall, barbershop, liquor store, y'all see me out the trunk around the clock. Got every penny looking down, what? Ride this motherfucker until the wheels fall off. Buy me some just for men, keep some starch in my pants. The living legend, the top of Texas, I'm back again. See me telling I'm the coldest. What that working, I just sold it. What that sticky egg is all up in me,
I ain't no motherfucking dope dealer, dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, top dollar. And I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
Hey, world, what's happening? What's happening, man? What's happening on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, this Top Dollar Tuesday, terrific Top Dollar Tuesday that the Lord done made, man? What's happening? I know I'm running a few minutes late, fam. We was having a few little difficulties You know what I mean? We all working people, so we be trying to get it in how we get it in. You know what I mean? So y'all just bear with me. I appreciate y'all. Everybody just tuning in, nostalgic radio, and I just want to let y'all know that off the cello muscle is going down. Yeah, it's about to go down. But I told y'all, we got to start talking about black history on a regular basis. Not because, one or two times and then we forget about it the next February, or you mention something that everybody don't know and then you go brain dead. It's so much out there, man, that we couldn't even imagine that it's time that we start tipping the kettle and looking in there and seeing what we can pull out that can inspire us. It's not like we trying to do what they did, but we are trying to be a better generation. Each generation should get better. You should improve with time. You know what I mean? So we got to work on that, guys. We got to put our best foot forward in communicating with these kids. Black history is just one door that you could use to spark their interest. It's not like they care about it, but yeah, if you make it interesting, if you bring something up that they interested in and tell them the black history of that, even if they want a car, talk to them about the red light. I mean, who built the first car? It's so many different little ways that we could spark the conversation and advance where we at right now. Cause right now, me and a couple of the guys be talking, and it's like they say, "Well, we going backwards." And I've been really thinking about it, and we all been in agreement on it. And I finally was like, "Well, no, I think I might have to disagree with that. We going backwards." And the reason that I say that is I don't remember a time in African American history where we were at the state that we are now, to where we just all out killing niggas on a daily basis, playing with guns, doing all kind of shit. We got a thing here in Dallas they call a drill team. And if I tell you these youngsters 13, 15, 17 years old, they got body counts, man. They got X3 by their name and boom. That mean they got three body counts, four X, four body counts. And this is what our youth is seeing. This is the type of music that they're listening to. This is the algorithm that they on. That's the vibe that they on. And music, everybody knows, it soothes the soul. But it could also disrupt the soul. It could also just make you go ape shit. If you're listening to kill, 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 well, that's what's on your mind. And when it's a song, when it's a game, it don't seem real to you. But once you pull the trigger, everything's real. The whole nine, all of it. So we got to keep that in mind. So I'm gonna start y'all off with a little black history, man. And I'm gonna start off by talking about Lonnie Johnson. He was born in 1949. He was an engineer. Now he was best known for inventing the super soaker. The super soaker. I'm gonna say it again. He was best known for inventing the super soaker. Now, I done talked to y'all about presidents. I done talked to y'all about engineers who and patents and doctors. Now this is a guy that engineered a water gun, y'all. And they just sold over 1 billion of them. Now you can't go buy one for $1, but imagine if he just got $1 off every sale. It's his patent. It's his idea. The super soaker. Lonnie Johnson. So we gotta pay attention when I say you don't have to invent the wheel or come up with something the cure for cancer, but you can create so many things, so many different levels. You know what I mean? From something as simple as a super soaker. You know what I mean? To a car, to a plane. All these things we had a hand in making and patenting, and of course, patents get stolen. And at the early ages of inventing, you had to have good old white folk, as they say, in order to get your credit. Because most of the time they just grab it, give you a little money, and take it from you, and they run with it. This is the way of the past. But this is also a way for us to realize We've been inventing shit from day one. From the pyramids, from day one. Think about that. That one example, the pyramids. Where else do they do that at? They done found some in China, in Japan. Who built them? Who put that up there? What was the first one we saw? What was the oldest one we saw? So naturally, when you get a skill and you go forward, because in the early ages it wasn't nothing but land. We went out and conquered. Like we brought Christopher Columbus over here, and he act like he found the place. When it was people, we already had cousins and shit and everything here. The Indians, yeah, they was already here posted up, smoking green, eating corn, the whole nine. But we have to look at history, and not just black history, but look at the role that we played in world history. What was our purpose? What did we do that? What did we accomplish? What did we put forward that can help push the envelope? And when I say push the envelope, because right now we at zero, y'all. We killing each other. I'm talking about on just fast. They done slowed down and we done sped up. Think about that. George Zimmerman sold a gun for $250,000 that he killed Trayvon Martin with. $250,000. How in the hell can he sell something that should have been in the evidence locker? How does that work? Somebody make it make sense to me. How does he get the profit off of killing the kid? And he didn't have no gun. Yeah, of course he was a little disruptive. And this is what I mean when I say we have to have a talk with our kids. Because it's not Trayvon's fault that he was murdered, but he might could have talked himself out of that. He might could have kept it at 5 instead of getting to 10 just by responding to authorities in a proper way. So you got to be smart enough to know how to play the game. Willie D had a song say, "Laws pulled me over, and I'm yes sir and I'm no sir. And as soon as I pull off, you cocksucking redneck son of a bitch." You got to know how to play the game. Otherwise, you're going to foul out. Do y'all hear me? If they calling everything, you got to be mindful of that. You got to be able to check your man. If, you got to be able to keep your feet in front of your man. Mark Jackson say, hand down, man down. And I would just go out to say to black people, we need to discuss black history more with our kids and make it fun. It don't have to be nothing that we beat into them. It don't have to be nothing, but you can also reward them. They all love money. They all love these damn games. Well, make them answer 3 questions to get a new game. Make them answer 3 questions to play an extra 30 minutes, an hour on the game. We got to put something to where we can open up the lines of communication, because we have none. And I have a lot of friends that's kind of frustrated saying, man, what can we do? How do we come out of this? Well, we got to start teaching. See, we can't say, hey, now y'all know that's wrong, killing, lock him up, and that's done. No. We have to teach our kids when to kill, how to kill, why to kill, who to kill. It's rules to this shit. And if we don't teach them, they grow up like this, off the chain, unleashed. All these youngsters got this little proud statement. Oh, I think I jumped out the porch when I was 13. I jumped out the porch when I was 15. Now, I will give them youngsters kudos for going out there and trying to get it. And I will give those parents an F for allowing their kids to think that they were old enough and that they needed to jump off the porch and go and get it. That's bad parenting one-on-one. No matter who it is, no matter what your excuse is for not being with your baby mama, you had kids young, I don't give a shit. When you have kids, they're your responsibility. You can't let the government raise them. We see how they do. So we got to pay attention to them. We got to raise them. We got to make sure that our kids don't fall in the same trap holes that we fell into. How long they been pulling niggas over and catching them by themselves and killing them and hanging them and cutting their nuts off and all that kind of crap? How long? So we going to act like they stop? Just because we start killing more? Because we start participating in the madness more? Y'all, we really need to think about it. My next Black History fact, guys, is in 1831, Nat Turner leads a significant slave rebellion in Virginia, raising awareness and fairness surrounding the abolishment movement. I mean, they wanted freedom. They wasn't asking for it anymore. They was going to take the whole damn state. And here's the kicker, y'all. He was winning it. Because, you know, the element of surprise is a motherfucker. Wasn't no cell phones then. Wasn't no, say, man, we under attack down here in Houston. No, well, Dallas didn't find that out till they done Houston and got to Dallas and everything in between. What stopped the movement or spoiled it, like most of our movements, we'll talk about this too, is a coon, a raccoon ass nigga. Go and tell Miles and say, man, they coming, do. Nat and them doing do together. The ones that's not under attack as of yet, but he coming for their ass, a chance to get together and put their defenses up, get their horses and guns, and, you know, get their whole shit now. Instead of surprising, they don't ran into a surprise. You can imagine thinking you sneaking up on somebody, then somebody that ain't expecting you, you ain't got to sneak up on them. You can walk up to their motherfucking door and they don't know. They gonna knock on the door, they gonna say, who is it? But if they know you coming with bad intentions, now that's a whole different scenario, y'all. In 1831, y'all, slavery was abolished in 1865. That's 34 years prior. He was trying to take the whole damn state. The whole state. If I ain't mistaken, it was Carolina. But the whole state, y'all. The whole state. But it was one of us who had loyalty to Massa and the upper regime, the slave owners, the people who controlled everything. Hey, they coming to get you, and they not playing. See, they wasn't coming to ask you to let the slaves go. They was coming and murdering all the white folks on all of the. As they got to it, that ass was dead. Oh, it was some bloodshed, y'all. Yeah, that was the closest that I feel like. Now, this is just my opinion. Everything I'm saying is just my opinion. But that's the closest that I feel like in our brief time here that we actually put on a fight against them, against what's wrong, against our problem, against our oppressor. And they were able to get out of it because of one of us. Think about Martin Luther King assassination, the Malcolm X assassination. Think about some of these pivotal moments in our history. Who done that killing? How did they get killed? It's always one of us that they done sent in there, and he gonna run back and tell them all what we got going on, our plans, and how we plan on going forward, where we getting our money from, where we hiding our guns at, who got guns, who don't have guns, where we sleeping at, what hotel we going to, what town we gonna be in. It's always one of us that gives us up, always. So we have to be mindful. When I tell y'all we have to be mindful, y'all, we have to pay attention to what the hell is going on. Because if not, anything goes. See, you got to stand up for something or you'll fall for anything. That's some old saying that's been tossed around throughout the years. But it's a true statement. It's a true statement. It's not a false narrative. It's so true. Now, on my next Black History fact, this one here, I mean, just think about it. In 1839, an inventor, Edmund Berger, he patented a spark plug. Did you hear me? The spark plug. Now, I know nobody really knows. A lot of people may not know exactly what a spark plug does, but I'm pretty sure that 90% of the population knows that it's a part of a car, and it's the firing system. This is how, when your motor cranks and it's popping, pop, 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 it's what makes it run. It's the firing system, guys. And when you think This is in 1839. This is a brother. Yeah, and he patented that. And it's not a vehicle running today that don't have a spark plug in it. They all got to have a tune-up. You got to put new spark plugs and wires in there. You got to have it. Did see the difference in the super soaker and the spark plug? Neither one of them seemed like such a big deal, but think about the role that they done played. The super soaker, since it was made, it was a machine gun, water gun. You could just wet them all up. You know what I mean? And we used to play with the water balloons until they started coming out with the water guns. Now the water guns, you fill it up and squirt a few times. That super soaker, shit, you can put a backpack on that sun gun and you can have a ball with it. You go down to the next invention that I'm talking about, the spark plug. This is something to let our kids know the genius of the black man, the importance of the mind, that muscle that I tell us that we have to work it. Because if you don't work it, it don't grow. And as you get older, it starts to deteriorate. So again, I challenge each one of y'all every day to learn something. Just learn something that you didn't know every day. And start that. Start making that a practice. Start talking to your kids about black history. Sit down and unplug 1 hour a week, if not a day, from your electrical devices, your Wi-Fi. Sit down with your family and discuss what's happening. No, ain't no phones. No, ain't no laptops, no tablets. We ain't watching no movie together. Hold up. Honest conversation with your family about what's going on with you, what's going on with them, what are your expectations, what's coming up, uh, what's ailing you, what's you know what I mean? Talk about it. Pray with them for a minute. You don't have to beat them down with no Bible or nothing, but you can stop and pray for 60 seconds. Is that just try it and see how it works if you start doing it on a regular basis and see what happens when you start feeding that mind, when you start feeding that big brain. You understand? When you start putting something in it. Then they don't grow up now, and we got a whole damn generation of death to where people say, man, these kids don't have no loyalty. These kids, ain't nobody put no loyalty in them. Hell, these kids go jack the plug. They fuck up, get caught, they gonna go jack the plug. Fuck that. Yeah, the nigga that's, you go buy a key, he gonna front you a key. You go out there and sell one and get jacked for the other and then fuck this money out. Instead of y'all going back and making a deal, y'all want to go jack the plug. Now, when you jack the plug, whether you get away with it or not, what you gonna do after that? Nobody put nothing in them. They don't think about the process, what happens on the back end. They don't think about the consequences to their actions. There is no consequence. The kids run shit now. Everybody's scared of the kids. The administrators in the DISD scared of the teachers are scared of the kids. The principals are scared of the kids. The administration is scared of the kids. The parents are scared of the kids. Now the kids tell you what they gonna do. I wish a mother, man, y'all kidding me? All we gotta do is raise our kids. Quit putting them off on people. Quit having the good old boy excuse why you wasn't there for them. Quit talking about what you should have done or what the world didn't let you do. Right now, today, open the doors of communication up with these youngsters, man. They don't have nobody putting nothing in them, so ain't nothing coming out of them. You can't get shit out of them because ain't nobody putting nothing in them. If you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. And when your parents tell you something, it's almost like it's law. If your mom and dad tell you something, that's what that is. Shit, the man down the street might be lying. Old boy on the football team might be joking. But if my mom or dad told me that was blue, when the teacher say, what color is that? I'm going to raise my hand up because I know that's blue. Because my mom and dad had taught me that was blue. Or that was red. Or that was green. You get where I'm going with that? We got to be mindful what we say to these kids, why we saying it to them. the whole nine, because we got a generation full of debt that's raised by games and TikTok and all these other little social media sites. Y'all know them all, but they got some smashed topics and YouTube, and you can kind of, they can kind of narrate what you see. Now, on a lot of them, we report about it, but on most of these social media sites, they uploading their own content, and that's what they doing from their cell phones. They ain't got no tablets and studios. But they grab a cell phone, cut that son bitch on. They global instantly. Instantly. Everything goes global. So we got to be mindful of that. And like for me, for instance, I work in the hood. I'm from the hood. But I don't dip down through that motherfucker like it's 30 years ago when I was on the block and fucking up. No, because I done grew. See, when you know better, you do better. I done grew. So it's certain things I look at and I be like, damn, how can I kind of, help him? And I have to understand where they come from. Because when they leave school, well, we talking all this righteous shit. When they go back home, ain't nothing in there to eat. Daddy not there. Daddy in the pen. Mama gonna bring another nigga home tonight, if she lucky, so we can have something to eat tomorrow. That's the reality of where they sit. So if we don't put nothing in them, we can't expect to get nothing out of them. Now, of course, that it's not 100% with none of it. Of course, we got parents out there doing their best with their kids, but we have a over amount, just too many that don't. We have too many welfare recipients. We have too many that count on the system. We have too many that's on child support and welfare and food stamps and all this bullshit. No, if you had a kid, get off your ass and take care of it. And make sure you take care of it. Don't be sitting up talking about what somebody else can do, or I'm finna go up here and sign up and get this. No, get up and go get your ass a job. Like you done all that fucking, you can do all that working. Yeah. See, if you can carry a child for 9 months and y'all can do all that fucking, why somebody else got to step in and pay for it? If it wasn't no rape, if it's not something, done unwillingly. See, if you do it willingly, then you're supposed to accept the consequences. It's like breaking a law, like we talk about with some of these deaths. If you do some of this stupid shit willingly, then you got to accept the consequence willingly. That's just the bottom line. I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. We got to teach our kids who to kill, why to kill, how to kill, the whole nine. Because some of these niggas got to go. Just like some of these white folks got to go, and some shit got to be removed. Forcefully. Some of this shit ain't worth the quarter in play money. You got brothers and uncles and cousins and shit fucking with these kids and sleeping with these kids, and people know who the pedophiles is in their family, and everybody act like they don't know. Everybody act like, nah, well, we not going to address that. We ain't going to talk about it, though. Why not? That's why the shit keep happening. See, you can get tired of somebody talking about something until we do something about it. Until we do something about it. We got to address it, and don't be scared to say, man, what the fuck you doing? You know that shit ain't right. You want them white folks to kill you, or you want me to kill you? You know what you doing ain't right. It's the same thing, y'all. It's the same way with you got responsibilities, but you expect for somebody else to take care of your responsibilities. I know motherfuckers who want checks, disability checks, for example, but they not disabled, but they want the check. I know motherfuckers who come out of the military, and something might be wrong with them, and trust me, if you serve in the military, get all the benefits that you can get. Let me say that first. But this shoo-shooing and bullshitting the law, oh man, I hurt my foot when I was in the military, so I can't work. Well, ain't that about a bitch? You can't sit down in front of a computer and hit shift tab. You can't work. People come home from the military and say, man, go to the post office. Go be a fireman. Go be a policeman. Go get you one of these state jobs it's gonna pay good, and you gonna get the first deal at it. Yeah, people say, well, I don't want to deliver no mail. Well, damn, cause you work at the post office don't mean you gotta deliver mail. Hell, you can be sitting in there mailing shit for people. Don't people go to the post office every day and buy stamps and send off mail and get money orders? That's not delivering mail. You know, they have whole halls back there where people sorting through shit. That's not delivering mail. It's so many different ways you in positions. Be a fireman. Everybody in the fire department don't go put out fires. Every police officer is not out there on the beat in a car. You know, they got clerks and people who do shit. I mean, it's just, we got to start taking advantage of it. But we got to be responsible for us. We can't allow them to be responsible for us. That's on us. That's on us. We got to do it. And I mean, we got to do it like yesterday with no other nothing. We got to knock that out. And, you know, we got to make sure that we on point with it to where we got to start being honest with our kids. Do you know people lie to their kids now? And all of a sudden, it's okay if you tell them to lie, but you want them to tell you the truth. Well, damn, mama. Damn, my light went out. Well, all right. When we got to make sure, man, that we communicate with these kids. We come back. I'm gonna drop a couple more Black History facts before I start talking a little sports. I got a bunch of stuff on my mind. I'm gonna go to commercial and pay a few bills, man. Y'all hang in there. I see you, Wood, in the chat room, man. I see you. I appreciate you logging on. And y'all holler at me, man. I'll be right back. Mr. 214. Yeah, sir. All day, every day. Black and unapologetic. Or unapologetically me.
I ain't no motherfucking
Shit, that's what it is.
I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it
I
up
said that, meant that, represent that.
Top dollar, and I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
Welcome to Top Metropolis, the home of Sudan. I'm your host, I'm Topodopolis. My peeps call me Squilla Man. Born and raised in the dirty, known for pushing pounds and burdens. Clown when it's necessary. Real mics to the damn bird. I'm from the south side of town, where we be go-killers. Gold grills, Cadillacs and pills, and we boy now nigga. Home of that one hit a quitter, day chopping, popping collar, nigga. Serve, drinking money, making head, busting lyrics spitter. The ultimate game is chess. The ultimate fee is debt. The ultimate nigga top dollar. My name speaks for itself. Practice my telekinesis, write my thesis, drop this hip hop and sequel. Magalicious, I'm at nutrition, magnificent, lethal. Listen up, I got some free games. Say no, not really. Cause it cost me like a motherfucker. Y'all gon' feel it. The top spot, I'm top notch. This be the top of 10. Stepchild records, fighting 5. It ain't bullshit.
I ain't no motherfucking dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar.
yo, Top, I know you hear that steady going off on your hip. Man, won't you catch that and call
Oh
her back?
man, that's Tamika, man. I'm still trying to get rid of that bra.
Man, I met a Tamika about 2 summers ago. 2 years ago, I met Tamika, I think the middle of July. I can't lie, the first time I saw her, she was looking fly. Matter of fact, I would get some
let me get some
she was
Octolo.
too. I kept it playing ass girl. Say, what you about to do? Went to the counter, paid ass 5D. She started looking funny. Didn't pay no mind, I said, I got you, and pulled out my money. Step back outside, we come say, I'm checking out little mama. Had a session in the studio, so I got Tamika's number. 2 months passed, I called on the Tuesday, 2:30 on the cool. T. Jones answered, said Tamika has made home from school. Ma'am, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your daughter?
Met baby girl in the projects, it was summertime. Daisy Dukes with a halter top. Duke and Brace talking DUI. Knuckle down, I'm pulling over to the curb. I asked how old she was, she said I was grown. I said word, proceed with Eagle Feed. Quoting lyrics from my people, talking about the millennium sold out Cadillacs and Regals. Her whole conversation was about the lick. Say she from the city where we from, she want to represent. Licking her lips, and for a sip, smoking black and mild. Looking at her thigh, she pointed out, tatted stepchild. You with that? Represent that. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
She'll get caught up in a cycle, hollering at a pimp. Her mama standing in the door, signaling, come here. Sundress, hat done in cornrows, contacts make her look Creole. She said she done look Benny hair once or twice before. I recognized the face, she said I dance, I know. I told him, come on, both of them, let's go. Tamika, look.
People think Tamika tripping now, cause Tamika stripping now. But Tamika ain't crazy now, Tamika got a little baby now. She learned too much early, everybody know what Tamika. When she was 15, her mother was 30, everybody know what Tamika. I ain't mad at you, just be careful and do what you do. Tamika, take care of that hard-headed son and get your revenue.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name?
Tamika.
Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. They say you just 15. Done told me about you look like you just too fine for your own damn good. But you can call me back when you hit 18 and I'll take you to the crib in the hood. Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name?
Tamika.
Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. They say you just 15. Done told me about you look like you just too fine for your own damn good. But you can call me back when you hit 18 and I'll take you to the crib in the hood.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Welcome back, everybody. Man, welcome back. Man, I appreciate all y'all for staying hooked in with me. You know what I mean? But we was talking on some Black History stuff, and I told y'all I just kind of want to build up our self-esteem, our self-morale, You know what I mean? We can do any damn thing. It ain't nothing in America, in this whole world, that somebody else done that a black man ain't did. Nothing. Heart surgery. Hell, we did the first one. Blood transfusion. We're responsible for that. And nothing that they can say that they done that we ain't done. Now, in 1942 now, Huey P. Newton was born, y'all. That's something that should resonate because that was a vibrant, great brother. And you have to understand the essence of a man in order to know what he about. And that brother there, people say, well, he done this, he done that. He started something that was genuinely perfect, of need, that was for a particular need, for a particular purpose, because he saw a need. He saw us needing something and nobody else was supplying it. Nobody else was stepping up saying, okay, I got it. So he put his little game plan together. And of course, he was from the hood. Y'all know in the hood, normally the person that helps the hood is hustling the hood. So I don't want to hear that he sold this. He All the billionaires now today, somewhere their grandparents sold some shit and done some shit they wasn't supposed to do. Yeah. Even go all the way back to when we first got the country. Motherfuckers on them ships, they was leaving England. They done robbed them of every goddamn thing. They done ran off with all kind of shit. So we have to make sure that we are very mindful of that, y'all. Now, April the 9th is my birthday, y'all. So Black History, I be Googling stuff and trying to find out different stuff, but this I already knew. So I'm just gonna give it to you like it go. In 1865, the year that slavery was abolished. Well, prior to that, on April the 9th, that's when the Civil War ended. The Civil War is really the big incident that happened in our history, world history, not just black history, world history, the ending of the Civil War. That's what the Emancipation, the Proclamation, and all that, that's what forced them to say, no, man, this is wrong. Because we had so many black soldiers standing up and fighting, and then you come home and then you get treated like a secondhand citizen. Or they trying to say you looked at a white girl or you whistled at her and all that kind of shit. And so that was really our first jug at the plate. Now, of course, uh, it wasn't fair because see, free is free. It shouldn't be a certain form of freedom, a certain amount of freedom. Freedom is free. And the worst thing that we did was not get our 40 acres and a mule. Because if we had a got the 40 acres and the mule, then some of these things that we complain about, we might have a little better grip on. And what I mean by that is we would have land that we don't have to pay taxes off of. And throughout all this country, here you can go have 100 acres, you can go cut 20 of it, get it plummet down, and boom, they're going to pay you for that. You can put a whole community up, and every 10 years, cut you off 20 acres, get you $10,000, $20,000. That's just your money in your pocket. So we have to be mindful. I tell y'all that. Our April the 9th, man, is when the Civil War ended, and we actually start making progress towards some kind of resolution, some kind of agreement that say, man, the way that y'all are handling us as a people is dead ass wrong. See, wrong is wrong. It don't matter what color you is. Wrong is wrong. It don't matter what the fuck you think. If you hit somebody, you wrong, man. What you putting your hands on them people for? You keep your damn dick beaters to yourself. You don't just walk around slapping the shit out of somebody like they made you mad, like this Will Smith and Chris Rock or something on the. No, you don't keep your goddamn hands to yourself. This way, don't nobody, and you know you wrong because you don't want nobody to come up to you and do that. See, that's the common sense etiquette. That's the part that we done overlooked. The common sense is gone now. Common sense ain't common no more, y'all. It's not the cool thing. Just having decent sense. Oh man, what he said, she said. We don't think through the process. We don't never think of what could happen to us. We don't think about that. We don't think about the outcome of what we're doing. We don't think about the consequences for our actions. Every action has a consequence. I keep telling y'all, if you do something good, normally you got a good consequence. You do something bad, normally you got a bad consequence. Nothing's 100%, but you got to play the odds, just like they do with us. They got methods and shit, the way that they sell us food and clothes, the way they keep us so sidetracked with bullshit. They got methods. They have created methods to where you can engage a nigga. You want to engage a nigga? Go to our neighborhood, and see, ain't this a church on every corner and a chicken shack in between. Now, when you do that, stop and think about it. Every black city in America, every hood, got a church on every corner and every other corner and a goddamn chicken shack right in between. Juke junk on the other side. If you feed people and you let them entertain themselves and they drinking and partying, they don't seem to zero in or focus like they should on what we the main thing. The main thing should always be the main thing. Going and getting drunk not gonna make the main thing go away. Going out to the club and spending $400-500 and come home broke is not gonna make the main thing go away. You know, whatever the main thing is, that's what it is. But we don't pay attention to that. But that's all a part of the plan. It's time now to wake up. I challenge each black man to please stand up. Wake your ass up. Not yesterday, today, and go forward. We're not worrying about the spilled milk because everybody make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect, including my black ass. Ain't nobody perfect. But we can strive to be better, man. We can be better people. We can be better fathers, better brothers, better sons, better uncles, better cousins, better people, y'all. We can be better people. And the first thing we got to be is a better people to each other. We got to know how to handle each other. We got to know how not to handle each other. See, people treat you the way that you teach them how to treat you. See, if you don't want somebody to treat you a certain way, you show them that. And the way you show them that is how you respond to them. The way you respond to however they treat you. If you don't like it, you don't have to yell, you don't have to hit nobody. You simply address the situation. When something comes up that rubs you the wrong way, bring it up. Don't hold it in. We got this thing now to where we don't like to talk about shit. Well, it's time we start talking about shit, y'all. We got babies dying at fast, too fast to rate for me. We got the economy and everything tearing up, going upside down and shit too fast for me. And then those that know what to do is holding it secret. We got all these little secret societies and the Masons and all this shit that we done infiltrated, and they still won't come clean with it. 2025. They still have their little old secret side. This secret over here, this secret over there. Oh no, you got to be this degree or that to know this. If it's some knowledge out there that's gonna help the people, why not talk to the people? Why not tell the people? I understand that everybody, you can't tell everybody everything. I understand that, but I also understand that you can't keep something that's gonna help us prosper or go forward to yourself. Who are you helping? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? These things are important, man, when you start talking about the makeup and mentality of this generation that we got going on out here, man. People say, man, I'm so tired of hearing this and hearing that. Well, that's what's happening. What else you want me to talk about? What's not happening or what's not affecting us? I'm trying to talk about shit that's affecting us and come up with some positive solutions on how we can solve some of this. See, everybody can come online and complain about a problem. Who bringing you solutions to the problems that they bring up? Let's talk about it. On April the 15th in 1947, I believe that's when Jackie Robinson, yeah, that's when he broke the little old color barrier in baseball. Yeah, yeah, it was yeah, 1947, April 15th. If my mind ain't playing tricks on me as usual, yeah, that's when that went down. You know what I mean? So now that's my little black history for y'all for the night. You know, like I told y'all, every week I'm gonna hit you across the head with some because I think it's something that we need to make relevant, something we need to talk about, something we need to bring to the forefront. It's our job to teach our kids our history. It's already been miswritten, and then we complain that they won't teach it. Hell, they teaching us their history as backwards, trying to cover up our history. Do you understand? They write lies to make themselves seem greater and make us seem lesser. Make them seem more and make us seem lesser. So the whole thing is a lie. But if you know the truth, how many kids know their grandparents? Just know their name, know their story, know where they from, know how many kids they had. Again, how many kids know their grandparents? Just stop and think about that, and then you can understand some of the things that's going on with the youth to where they need some talking to, man, and they need some genuine love. Love is an action verb. It's not something you just say. Love is something that you show. If you love somebody, you show them. It's going to be in your actions. And if we are to come out of this as a people, this generation, then we have to redirect them, man. We're gonna have to talk to them. And I know everybody want to be the kids' friend. I know everybody want to let their kids do what they want to do, but you just can't. Unruly children, that brings forward an unruly world. Right now, we're dealing with unruly children, and they're making the world seem unruly. Now, when they get pulled over, first thing they say, "What you pulled me over for?" First thing they say, not knowing that they not in charge. The police officers in charge. The problem is we got this you can't do this to me society mindset. When it's totally the opposite. The police can do whatever the fuck they want to do. You need to try to get away from there alive and breathing. See, all the police ain't bad, but they all not good neither. And when you talk about the bad police and the good police, how many times do y'all see a good police stop the bad police from kicking your ass? You don't. See, they got a brotherhood and they stick together. Yeah, they standing over there watching you get your ass kicked. Somebody got their knee in your neck choking you out. They watching, they hipping, they assisting. You see 4 or 5 police officers on a female assailant who ain't broke no laws, but she was unruly. They couldn't communicate with her. So she wanted communication. Where at that point, when you get pulled over by the authorities, it's time to listen, not talk. But if ain't nobody never sat down and had to talk with you, you don't know. When I say to talk, it's the proper way to respond to authorities when you pulled over and you're in an adverse situation. Meaning a situation you don't have control of. They got control of. Again, you gotta know how to talk your way out of some shit. And believe me, it works. Ain't nothing 100%, but it works. I done been pulled over before, right here in the guy, and have a damn doobie of blunts in the ashtray and a damn drink of Crown Royal or some Hennessy right there in the cup holder. And the police say, "What's that?" And I say, "Oh man, my uncle's man. I dropped the uncle off, or my cousin off, and they were going through something. I just forgot to throw it out." They say, "Well, throw it out." I throw it out, and he let me go out. He let me go right on by my way. I'm drunk in a motherfucker off that Hennessy and Crown. But you think I asked him or said something to him? I came up with a quick lie on my feet. He's still in charge. I'm trying to figure out a way he don't snatch me out the goddamn car and find the bottle that I'm sitting on or the sack that I got hid. So what do? I comply. You have to let those in charge be in charge. And no matter what you want to do in life, you're going to listen to some motherfucking body. Them hoes get your ass in that penitentiary, you're going to listen to somebody. You go get you a job out here in the free world, you're going to listen to somebody. If you start your own business, you're going to listen to somebody. So that you can't tell me nothing mentality. We got to get rid of that. We should want people to tell us all the shit that they know. You should want to know all the secrets, where all the lies are buried, where all the bodies are hid. Yeah, we need to know. That's the only way you can make a proper decision. And if not, then you going around here living a false narrative, living a false lie, being miseducated, and we in the same rut that we've been in. We just spinning our wheels. We're in the same rut, but we're not accomplishing shit. You got people claiming that they can do this and they can do that, and ain't nobody gonna do shit because we're not together on that. We gotta stand together, man, and start talking to our kids. It's so important that we be honest with our kids and talk to them. We lie to our kids and tell them to go lie, and then when they lie to us, we get mad about it. It make sense to me, guys. We gotta start putting in the kids what we want to see in them. Right now, we don't see shit in them because we got a generation of parents that didn't put shit in them. We got a bunch of welfare recipients, child support receiving, baby mama having, baby daddy being, irresponsible generation going right now, y'all. And that's just on the masses. That's not head for head. That's not 100%. But I bet you it's 70%. I bet you there's so many people running around here now mad at Trump for X, Y, and Z. But if you get off your ass and do it for yourself, you won't be mad. Who gives a shit Trump's a racist? We know he a racist, so how many times we gonna say that? What's the point? If you tell me something that I know over and over, again, every day we should learn something that we don't know. Let's teach each other something every day that we don't know. Let's talk about something that we don't know every day. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is, how small it is. Learn you something. Work that muscle. That brain is a muscle. And if you work it out enough, it'll be stocky as hell. But if you don't work it out, it will deteriorate. Just like everything. You can have a talent of writing poems and rhymes or singing or something. And if you don't practice that, go 4 or 5 years without doing it and then try to do it cold turkey. You lose your skills when you don't enhance them. Iron sharpens iron, guys. We have to challenge ourselves to be more productive in our conversations with the youth and engaging them. We have to talk about things that they like and tie it into things that could be. Reasons why they should keep pushing. Reason why education is so important. Now everybody ain't gonna go to college, but everybody needs to be educated. Everybody needs to have a common sense to where they know right from wrong, to where we respect the law. And if we can come to some kind of agreement on that, then we can start trying to build as a people. But right now we so broke up individually because everybody want to be first. Everybody want what they want. Ain't nobody trying to help each other. Ain't nobody trying to stand up. Your word is your word. Your bond is your bond. If you told me something, that's what I expect. And if you can't do it, just tell me. I ain't gonna eat your ass. Life be lifing. But don't act like you didn't say that. Don't act like that wasn't a deal that we made. We so far away from reality right now. Doing business with black folks is terrible. You can do business with a bunch of people, but if you ain't doing nothing with black folks, you struggling. Because our public service is terrible, our work ethic is terrible, and our attitudes are shit. And I'm talking about as a whole. It's hard to do business with black folks. For every good black business that we know, because there's some good ones out there, you can name 5 or 6 bad ones. And everybody, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a catfish place, and I won't call the name of it. He's so good. This place, I'm talking about when they open up, it's people standing outside. It's so good that he'll come in there, unlock the door, tell y'all to come in and order your food, and step back outside, and he'll call you in there when your order ready. You ain't watching them cook shit. You can't see them cook shit. but you standing there waiting on that food. Now, what would happen? He been in the same location forever. What would happen if he changed his social skills, his business mannerisms, on how he handled the paying customer? Not nobody complaining, not nobody asking for nothing free. The paying customers, if he handled them different. What do y'all think would happen? But we get so content and comfortable with our own little success and where we at that it seems like, oh, I got it. I don't need to do nothing else. And we stop progress because we satisfied with the amount, the little bitty amount of success that we able to touch, that we able to accomplish. If you can pay your bills and get you a new car, if you got a few pieces of jewelry, you own. Which I believe that we should save more than we spend. And I didn't always believe that. But as I grew older, I've matured, I think. And I believe that every time you get paid, you should pay yourself. When you go get your check and it's in the bank, I don't give a damn what you do. Put $5 in a shoebox, in a mayonnaise jar. Put it in it's somewhere you ain't gonna fuck with it. Just put it up, put it in there. Pay yourself. If you get $1,000, put $20 up. Just $20. Every time you get paid, pay yourself. And in a minute, when you get through working and you can't work no more, and your bills are still your bills, and life is lifing, now you got extra money that's not part of your pension, that's not being taxed, that you didn't steal, you didn't have to sell nothing from nobody, you didn't have to sell no dope, break no law, shoot nobody. That's your money. You can bank, you can be your own damn bank, but you got to have some discipline with it. When you put it up, it's there. It ain't for spending. It ain't, no, I ain't finna go get that when I need some squares. I ain't finna go get that when I want a drink. I ain't finna go get that when I need to go get, no. That's saved money. Like taxes, when you take it out. You don't get to go back and get your taxes once a year, and they tax that again. When they pay you out, they tax you again. You know what I mean? As soon as they pay you, they hit you with them taxes. Oh, yeah, well, he done this. He doing that. Oh, you gonna have to pay. Yeah, it's the way of the world. And for some reason, we're not getting that. You know, we're not understanding what's really happening, y'all. We got to talk to these kids and get some money management, some critical thinking. We got to talk to them about critical thinking in a critical situation, and you thinking. When you mad, you know what I mean? You might have even got into a fight and lost. You need some critical thinking. You don't need to say, okay, well, I'm going to go shoot this motherfucker. No. You might need to get away from him if he done whooped your ass. It's a poor ass can't take a little whooping. But the death thing, if you hit me, if you step on my shoes, or you bump into me, now we shooting each other. That's ridiculous to me. Almost as crazy as road rage to me. Yeah, you mad at somebody because they cut you out. Okay, slow down and let them go. Ain't no big deal. Ain't no big deal. You can get over and go around them too. You see the critical thinking? To where they trying to get somewhere and you trying to get somewhere. And I always say you can't catch time. So if you're late, you just late. Yeah, once you're late, you're late. Ain't no sense in jumping up, taking off, speeding, and coming home from work just speeding. Think about this, how many people you see speeding when you get off of work or on your commute back to the house. Speeding like a motherfucker. And when they get home, they going to stop, go in the house, and sit down. Ain't nothing wrong or nothing. 5-10 minutes difference. If that. But they go into a rage if you cut them off. They won't let you get in front of them. They'll get in the passing lane and do the speed limit and won't let you by. The mindset, y'all, we got to retrain it. That brain, it's a muscle. You start working it out. We got to fine tune it, y'all. We got to bring it back to life. We got to make it do what it do. Now, I'm going to switch subjects and bring up another topic that I feel is relevant right now, especially in the black community. You know, I'm black and unapologetic. I'm top dollar and I'm unapologetically me, so fuck it. Shannon Shaw. Shannon. See, the problem that people have, Now the women, they on your ass because you fucking with that white girl, and you know you made the statement out of your own mouth. This is not he say, she say. You say if you see me standing with a black woman, I'm waiting on the police. That's something you said. If we see you standing with a black woman, you waiting on the police. Well, now, them folks is at your ass. Now what? I bet the black woman wouldn't have hit you for 50. She'd have took the 10 and went home and sat down. See, if you didn't do nothing to me, why you paying the 10? You got that kind of money, you don't want it to go to the business? Now you want to release all the tapes saying they want 50? They done fucked off $100 million contract from ESPN. It's gone. It's gone. I already got your replacement in line. All that ass kissing you was doing and not slapping the shit out of Skip Bayless when he was clowning you. People treat you the way you allow them to treat you. You got to show them how to treat you. Now he sit up there and bow down to this boy. Now what? You see what happened? Every aspect, when they make you, they break you. So he left there all mad, crying, because nigga, you ain't no Tom Brady. No, I got Super Bowl rings, so they argued about it. You know, that was really the breaking point. But they argued. He cried. Oh, Skip Bayless gave me a chance. Okay, then he started his own little podcast, and Stephen A. and them throw him a little old line, get him hooked back up with ESPN, because he had left Fox. Okay, now, ESPN offered him $100 million. The next day, lawsuit hit. And it's not a criminal lawsuit. It's a civil suit, meaning she just there for the paper. She want her shot of the paper. She ain't trying to send you to jail. But the accusations, the way the tapes has been cut up, and we hearing this, and this, it sure sound like you in trouble, boy. On top of fucking with somebody younger than your kids, and you can do whatever you want to do. Hell, Bill Belichick girlfriend, 22 years old or some shit. He 80, so I hear y'all. I don't care nothing about that. But when you start dipping your hand in the wrong shit, look what you come up with. You dip your hand in that jar of shit, now you got somebody trying to break your ass down. Now you're not being looked at as somebody that's valuable to your own community. Or is this some kind of whitewash? Excuse me. Or is this some kind of promotion or something you doing? Well, you know, he was setting a little old pills, and he let the shit out with him and Michelle was having sex. He claimed to be beating it up. Now here this shit is. She talking about 2,500 a cheek or some shit, and put your big black baby in me, and he talking about choking her, and she talking about, I don't want to be choked. He was like, I don't think you got a choice in the matter, and all this kind of shit. I'm talking about just stupid shit. How is he being recorded talking like this after he opened the bag up on all these boys on the cat with Cat Williams on his show? And Cat told him, you know they gonna come for you now. You better clean your shit up. And what they do? They come for the paper. They come to shut him down. No criminal charges, just civil suit. She says no, no means no. Think about that. But this is a little old white girl that he was role playing with. So now, half of the conversations that we're hearing, are they role playing or are they real? As black men, we got to be more mindful of where we dip our stick in the water, man. We got to be more mindful of the women that we are around, how we treat them, how we interact with them, our professional mannerisms in the workplace. Of course, you know, you could have friends and everybody meet somebody at work. Most of my friends met their girl at work. So, but they don't work on the same job no more, but they, you know, when they was young and blah, 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 blah. We got to be more careful especially when you got $100 million contract. He's a Hall of Famer, so he wasn't broke before that. He got grown kids, and she talking about having a baby. See, certain things you need to nip in the bud. Certain things should go away. You know what I mean? Certain things he should just nip in the bud. No, I don't want no more kids. Let it be known. But why not strap up? Why not put a rub on? What's the big deal? I don't get it. You know, AIDS, HIV is still out here. It's still relevant. It's still popping. And if you ain't got magic money, you might not get the cure. Do y'all hear what I'm telling you? If you ain't got the MJ money, you might not get the cure, dog. And that's just what that is. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's just the severity of what that is. You got to understand what's happening, why it's happening. And when you see traps, you know, most black people, like anybody, the more money you get, the more above the law you feel. Look how many rich niggas are in trouble today, because the more money they got, the more untouchable they feel. You know, people been talking, the dope boy been talking for 10, 15 years about cell phone phobia. People think you can say anything on the cell phone. No, you can't. People think you can put anything on the internet, and then if you don't like it, you go back and delete it and it's gone. That's not how that works. And the bad part is, I'm not saying nothing new. Everybody know this. But look at where Uncle Shay Shay at right now. Like I say, I don't have no problem with who he's sleeping with and what he doing. But he fucked up. He got caught with his pants down. He let them folks catch him with his pants down after Cat told him, hey man, they gonna come for you. Monique came on there and said, say, Shannon, you don't need no 19, 20-year-old woman. You need a woman your age. Gonna put some Bengay on your ass, fix you a drink, give you some head, you wanna have sex, go in there and knock her down. She told him this. These are words out her mouth to him. Sister to brother, on his show. How do you get caught up like this? How did all this get taken out of context? Or how do you not pay attention? How can he be that slow thinking he that untouchable? Hell, I think he's in the closet homosexual myself. But again, that's his business. I don't care. Yeah, again, if he ain't no homosexual, he a bisexual, whatever you call him, I think he go both ways. Yeah, I really do. Just from his activities, how his emotional state, he responds to everything like a woman. All the crying and all that old shit. No, man, stood up, man up. And I know Jesus wept, so weeping is good. You know what I mean? I don't have no problem with another man crying. I don't. But I do have a problem with him lying. I do have a problem with him sitting up there trying to make something out that ain't. And now that they on the money grab, let's see what it stopped. Because, see, she asked him for 50. He lost the contract for the 100, but she still want her 50. Now he releasing all kind of documents and this, that, and another to prove that it was consensual, that what everything they did was, you know, straight up. She on little old website and she selling pussy in her ass. Now he don't want to buy no more. Now she upset. That's counter the logic from what I see. Just from the outside, because I wasn't there. I'm just going off of what's reported. But I'm going to switch up a little more news. And I wanted to talk about the NFL draft. The biggest story of the draft was Shedeur Sanders falling to the 5th round. And you got so many different ways that people looking at it, they talking about it. Should he had a drop? Why did he drop? Why did Cleveland come back and trade and get him in the 5th when they got a quarterback in the 3rd round? All of these different things come up when you talk about the NFL draft, man. Now, I'm going to say this, and again, this is just my point of view, but that's 32 billionaires. And they all in the same little boy club. They all play golf together, go out to dinner together, own each other yachts. You understand? They all are billionaires. And it's not that many, period, in the world, and it's 32 of them in one organization. They split about 300-400 million every year on just profit. Whether you win one game or you win the Super Bowl, that's profit sharing. Meaning the Browns is gonna get just as much money as the Chiefs get. You understand? Or the Eagles gonna get just as much money as Buffalo get. It don't matter what your record is. Profit sharing. Why come? See, I blame Prime. And when I say I blame Dion, y'all work with me. Y'all pay attention to what I'm saying. Prime knew what they was gonna ask that boy, and he wired him up wrong. He told him, "Oh, don't worry about that. You'll be gone before that." But in this particular business, you gotta act like you want it. That boy ain't never wanted for nothing. So when he went in there, he just spoiled. And he's a spoiled rich kid, but he's very productive as a quarterback. But when you are spoiled, when you feel entitled, when everything done been your way, he ain't never played for nobody but his daddy. His dad is the gospel, and they are Christian people, so that's the beauty of it. Okay, he go in there, and then he starts to talk, and you say, you not paying attention? They give him tapes to study, plays. They want you to run back, regurgitate it to him, and he kind of blowing it off, trying to interview them, talking about what he gonna do when he become the quarterback. You're not the quarterback. See, they billionaires. Your dad's a millionaire. Well, guess who made him a millionaire? Guess where your train is? He coming there with the big jewelry on and all that, and the Range Rover and the watches and all the bracelets, just iced out like a rapper. Ain't done shit in the league. Nothing. Nada. And the difference between him and the first pick in the draft, Cam Ward, is he came in with his suit on, the little tie suit on, with his t-shirt and one chain. And it was a thin little old chain. You understand? Now, all of the other players that were in the draft that you saw all that big shit on, none of them were quarterbacks. A quarterback is the face of your franchise. The face of your franchise has to have a Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts type of vibe coming off of them. All of those guys make over $200 million in their contract. When you see them, though, they not boisterous. They thankful. They remorseful. They build each other up. They don't tear each other down. They don't, oh, if the line was blocking, I could have. No, they go over there and say, man, I need you on this next play, baby. The difference in the mentality. And so now, he lost about $30 to $40 million with the draft pick. With him going from a first round pick to a fifth round pick with no guarantees in his contract, meaning they can cut him at any time, and whatever they gave you, that's what you got. He could have made more money this year going back to college if he had any more eligibility left. I don't know. I know he did 4 years. He done 5 actually, because he did 2 at Jackson State and 2 at Colorado, and he had 1, I think he was at Oregon or something, when his daddy took the job at Jackson State, and he transferred to Jackson State so he could play that year, down to the D2, because he was at a D1. But that's neither here nor there. The problem is he fell to the 5th round. You got Joe Flacco there. You got Kenny Pickett there. You got Gabriel Dillon there. Dylan Gabriel there. Then you got Deshaun Watson there. He's going to be out all year. I believe Deshaun's a baller, but nothing the last 2 years could support what I think. Nothing. But I believe Cleveland is the place the quarterbacks go to die. That's where your career is dead at. Baker Mayfield showed up and got down. Took him to the playoffs. The next year, he get hurt and play through his injury. And I be damned if everybody say he done fell off and he can't play and they let him go. And now, to this day, they still trying to get a quarterback. In the past 25 years, they probably done had 35 quarterbacks. In the past 25 years, the Cleveland Browns done probably had 35 different starting quarterbacks. Some number 1 picks in the draft, some through trades, some through free agency. You understand? But they have yet to be able to get it right. It's kind of like the Cowboys the last 30 years. We have yet to get this shit right because of the structure of the organization. I believe that that's what's ailing them, the same thing that's ailing us. And we got lucky with our quarterbacks. We don't like to pay them. We don't know how to draft them. We ain't never had but one first-round draft pick at quarterback in Dallas, and that was Troy Aikman. Roger Staubach was a 6 or 7 round pick or some shit when he came out because he was doing military time. Now, who else? Think about the amount of first-round quarterbacks that Cleveland got. And they say, well, why did they traded up and got him? And I believe that he was going to go undrafted if they didn't draft him. Because everybody had passed on him 4 times. Think about that. 32 times 4. That's how many times his name hit the board. Nobody, nothing. Now, I don't want him. You can have him. Because of his arrogance and his unprofessionalism. You know, if you want the job, you got to go in there and act like you want the job. And you say, well, I can do this, this, and this. Well, you got to show us that. You can't tell us that. And they got questions that they won't answer, then you got to answer. And if you don't answer them, what do you get? You get overlooked. You get bypassed. You get a bunch of sports asses all talking about, oh, man, it's racism and it's this and that. They didn't say nothing when Eli daddy done the shit. That's white folks, old white folk money doing white folk shit is white folk business. Like it or not. We can't do what they do. You got to show up. Cut all that shit off y'all head. Get you a tape and a fade. Get you a little old clean necklace, a little old piece of watch or something. Maybe one bracelet. Go in there and sit down and talk to them folks like you got some sense. You got on 10-carat earrings, $500,000 in jewelry, and you sitting in there telling them how great you are, and you ain't never done shit. Now, you're a great quarterback. They play good, but, But I'm going to go to commercial break, guys, and I'm going to be right back with y'all in just a moment. Y'all hang in there, and we'll close it out because y'all do know I want to go over the Cowboy draft. And I'll be right back with y'all. Mr. 214, you heard me? Yeah, sir?
It's just different.
Yeah. It's Black Cash, nigga. Just power, nigga. Boss Life Music. Salute to CMCT. Salute. Well, I guess it's a must I return. You niggas' way of thinking, stuck in a box. Free your mind, nigga. You niggas better make it make sense. How y'all switching sides on me, playing both sides of the fence. I made a way for you phonies while y'all was riding the bench. Go back and retrace every step in the sand. You see my prints, but envy breeds hate. I can see it in your glare. It's tensions when I walk in the room, all in the air. Nigga, this is my life, and you can never live it. Make the moves how I move, see the crosses, make the pivots. Fake niggas jump ship just to keep riding the wave. Escape the plantation and forgot you was a slave. Oh well, fuck them, they got their own narratives, selling their soul to the world, becoming characters, all for the money, emasculate and embarrass us. It's all getting exposed by these demons holding cameras. Look in my eyes, tell me what do you see? I am the man that I am, not what I'm trying to be. Y'all went and left me in the dark, now my light is risen. Prisons I burned turned out to be the right decision. Painted vivid pictures with my words so you can see my vision. Let your ears, not your eyes, give you a better description. Yeah. Now what's a set tripper to a god, nigga? I think outside of the box, you in the pod, nigga. And let this be words to the wise. Don't you ever disrespect my culture or I'ma slide. Put my life into the beat, my soul on every track. I done came a long way, and I ain't never going back. Put your hand down, nigga, I ain't giving you no dap. And if you think I owe you something, you ain't gonna never get it back. Indirect disrespect, y'all coward niggas disgust me. Sneak this in the bitch move, y'all disgust me. Trust me, still stay polished, I'm never rusty. Stack your lyrics up to the sky, you couldn't touch me. Drill, drill, drill. Spin, spin, spin. Man, these streets getting dizzy out. This bitch rolling it in. I may have lost my mind, but I'm never losing focus. Flow is infinite in its time. Potential deeper than the ocean. AI can never replicate the chills I'm giving. I'm the coldest. I'm just a ghetto poet, and the world will never know it. In this cold ass world that can never be trusted, I control the temperature. My climate is adjusted. Yeah. Now what's a set tripper to a god, nigga? I think outside of the box, you in a pod, nigga. And let this be word
word to the wise. Don't you ever disrespect my culture or I'ma slide. You don't have to be a slave with a price. You can be free too. Fuck trying to be like them. They trying to be you. Culture vultures prey upon the weak. That's how they eat. Signing your name on that line is all part of the feast. Don't let them underline your chakras. Walk with intent and never lower your postures. These know-it-all patronizing clowns on the internet. Fuck these negative critics. They never been a threat. They gon' hate, give them something to hate. You put my name in your mouth, I make you savor the taste. Dry ice in my veins, heart pump, nitroglycerin. Sub-zero to these whack-ass rappers. I'm about to finish them. Black cash back in the booth, swinging his pen again. Heads moving back and forth just like a pendulum. Fueled by adrenaline, driven with a purpose. What's the point of being an artist if you never scratch the surface?
Now what's the set triple to a god? I ain't no motherfucking dope dealer, dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, and I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
Welcome to Top Metropolis, the home of Sudan. I'm your host, I'm Topodopolis. My peeps call me Squiller Man. Born and raised in the dirty, known for pushing pounds and burdens. Clown when it's necessary. Real mics to the damn bird. I'm from the south side of town, where we be go-getters. Gold grills, Cadillacs and bills, and we boy now nigga. Home of that one hit a quitter, day chopping, popping collar, nigga. Serve, drinking money, making head, busting lyrics fiddle. The ultimate game is chess. The ultimate fee is death. The ultimate nigga top dollar. My name speaks for itself. Practice my telekinesis, write my thesis, drop this hip hop and sequel. Magalicious, I'm at nutrition, magnificent, lethal. Listen up, I got some free games. Say no, not really. Cause it cost me like a motherfucker. Y'all gon' feel it. The top spot, I'm top notches. Be the top of Texas. Stepchild Records, fighting 5. It ain't bullshit.
I ain't no motherfucking dope dealer, dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, and I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
Now that Jay-Z done retired, these boys in the game, they shook. They thought the spot was open competition. Playboy the spot I already took. My flight I already booked. Since Pop wanna be nice. Crushing boys, albums with hooks already. These cats acting like raw. They claim MCs, but they fraud. These niggas act like since they can rap, they gon' blow up and ball. You got cats producing beats in up front, wanting they bread. It's a process, y'all done picking them hard out the got. I think it's marketing promotion. See, vinyl is essential. Walk over the tax ID now with posters. 8x10 promo pictures out the coordinated album. Nigga, I put 5 in these streets. When the 4 groups had 9 producers, dog, plus I don't make beats. Next level of the game. See, I need points in publishing, production deals. Tools set up with videos, crushing shit. In-house producers, screwed and chopped. Down in Houston, beat the block up to build my stock up. Y'all can suck my dick to be true.
Dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, and I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
These label labels be shiesty. I swear I ain't never seen nothing like it. Fucking these boys over with no Vaseline and making them like it. For sure, that's why I keep it gutter. Guilty by affiliation, fuck it. Stand independent, penny a minute, forever hustling. Hurting the slab, head of the lab, it's the Squiller Man. I move to work, I don't do the perks, stick to the plan. Like I just want a Grammy. Smoking on this game, I keep a boosted bar for dating, chopping these hoes, call me daddy. No commercials, no videos, no BT. But every corner store, pool hall, barbershop, liquor store, y'all see me out the trunk around the clock. Got every penny looking down, what? Ride this motherfucker until the wheels fall off. Buy me some just for me and keep some starch in my pants. The living legend, the top of Texas, I'm back again. See, me telling I'm the coldest. What that working, I just sold it. What that sticky egg is all up in me, I tried to told it.
Dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, and I want every motherfucking dollar. Keep the game and right back how I got it. I got big work, I got big faces. I done been around the block, I done seen places. I'm the big boss type, name brand nigga. With big nuts and I'm known to fuck around nigga.
boys in my hood stay splitting the guard, sipping on ball, and keeping a bad bitch in the car. Knowing nothing in life but to go out and get it, grind all day, scratch, play a pig. Who me? Don't get it twisted, I'm a self-made entity. The mayor, South Dino, hip-hop district of 214. I'm top dollar, make dollar, other dollar, Mac dollars. Lone Star State, representer, playboy, the city of Dallas. Flamethrower, heavy hitter, gifted gab, something serious. STTEPTCILD. Yeah, your boy got lyrics. MC in his truest form. Crushing crews, how they come. Solo Johnson's album drop constant, damn near done. So I agree to disagree with most of you cats exploiting and fucking up rap. The top of Texas, how you love that? Black ball like Connie Hawkins, but still I came metaphoric in a calico and make them feel my pain. Cruising down the street in my Chevy big body. I'm up in Highland Hills, rolling through Paul and College. Stopped by the gym to shoot some hoops. I saw this bopper named Tamika talking about top, what it do? Another big body looking just like me. I took a second look, it's my boy Lil B. He rolled down the window, blowing smoke in my face. Said DUI, got a session at Clip Blue at 8.
Pay attention what the hood say.
Aces and eights, stuck at the gate. Playboy, I'm pushing this weight. Granted, no wins, I clean my slate. I serve these fiends, but I kept my faith. You a hustler? You got to sell more than dope. If you a killer, how the fuck do the living know? Bitch, I kill you, nigga, I steal. Your hair now on feel. Let me flip out in this motherfucker. I'm blowing buildings. God is good all the time. Life is beautiful, fuck dying. That means you hoe ass niggas keep your bitch ass in line. Everything ain't for everybody and stun ain't for me. Fuck over top at 2 o'clock, you're dead a quarter to 3. Remain calm, weather the storm. I was born to perform. Bitches pay me, make music pay me. I'll be multi before I'm done. How you gon' bullshit the bullshit till you not, nigga? How you gon' get rich sitting on your ass getting high, nigga? Y'all keep that stun in New Orleans, can't do no front with no orders. I need cash for my goods, I'm blowing up shit just for starters. If I can see you, I can touch you, that's the ski low, the last man standing. That's how I planned it, for real though. Icon, underground Dallas, hip-hop, legendary status. You know me, Mr. Shabby, that Dixon Circle slash Bonton, nigga. Boys in my hood, they slid in the car, sipping on ball, and keeping a bad bitch in the car. Knowing nothing in life but to go out and get it, grind all day to scratch, play a period. Concentrating about confetti, say MOB, your boy the bad and I'm trying to get it. I'm sick and I can't quit, that's why I dropped this remix. Ain't gon' pay who, shit y'all don't know who y'all fucking with. My own T. Jones say I'm thugged out. I'm posted up in South Dallas, selling CDs out the drug house. I might be wrong, but I'm sold out. Cause I'm gon' get mine, and that's bottom line, ain't no doubt. Cause the boys in my hood stay splitting the guard, sipping on ball, and keeping a bad bitch in the car. Knowing nothing in life but to go out and get it, grind all day for scratch, play a period.
Make 'em clap to this. 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 From a baby mama brother.
Hey, world, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, also, it's your boy, man, Mr. 21 Joe, on this terrific Top Dollar Tuesday that the Lord done blessed us with, man. Before I talk about the Cowboys draft, I want to mention Luka and the Lakers. Now, Luka's being exposed as a defensive liability. Everybody's got something to say. Nobody's mentioning how LeBron and Catman is laughing and giggling after the game and they done beat the brakes off that boy. Yeah, he 40 and he's still balling, but how do you not be competitive with your competitor during a game? This is a playoff game. See, if you lose too many of these, ain't no more tomorrow. Well, now it look like they on the mat now. Can they get their shoulders up? Anything's possible with LeBron and Luka. They could go for 100 just between the two of them. But to think that it was such a bad trade because we got AD and this and that, it wasn't really a bad trade. It was just we could have got more for Luka than we got. See, we got one first round pick. With a talent like Luka Doncic, we probably could have got 3, maybe 4. But we didn't want to shop him around the whole league. We were set on Anthony Davis. So that's what dictated all the little old narratives in that trade. So that was just terrible. The worst part of it is we traded a 25-year-old superstar, and we didn't get but one first round pick from the Lakers. One. Well, damn, now Greek Freak want to leave Milwaukee. Why we couldn't have just swapped him out for him? I bet you they'd have gave us more than one pick because of the differences in age, not the differences in status, talent, or skill. But the difference is that boy 25. Most of the time you don't even hit your prime, but your prime is from 26 to 32. He ain't even hit it yet. So that training of the body, they're not drinking and smoking around during the year. You know, you have to get players a chance to grow up. You know what I mean? That boy been playing professional ball since he was 13. You have to give him a chance to get adjusted here in this society. And thinking about this, he come from another country. So what do you do when you're in another country and you got an ass pocket full of money, but you don't know nobody and you don't know the spots? Normally you get you something to drink, something to smoke, and you go sit down. Well, that's being held against him, guys. And right now that's a terrible way to be, terrible place to be in. I feel sorry for him. He had just bought a $15 million house, and then we traded him. So, but that's neither here nor there because he's a Laker now. And he done came back, and we done gave him his flowers, so we can close the casket on that and move forward. But I will say I'm with the Fire Nico shit. Damn that. Now, we're going to get to the Cowboy draft right quick, guys. We drafted a guard in the first round, a defensive end in the second round, and a hurt cornerback in the third round. Now, we didn't have a fourth round pick because of the Mingo shit from last year. We got from Carolina, like we did with the boy from Frisco, the quarterback, Trey Lance, fourth round pick the year before. So that's 2 years in a row without a fourth round pick, which I believe is going to come back to haunt us. Now, they did get a running back, Jalen Blue, in the fifth round out of Texas. And he's a nice little speed back, but I don't think he's an every down back. I just don't. And right now, a lot of teams, not all of them, but a lot of teams have backs by committee. I prefer to have a starting running back that can run and catch and block and his backup the same way to where you can't dictate my playbook because of my personnel. But I'm an old school kind of cat. You know, I like the Walter Payton cat. You can hand him the ball 25 times, you can throw it to him 10 times, and he gonna pass block. I like those type of players. But they're slowly getting away from us. They watering down. They getting out of there. Now, in I believe the 6th or the 7th round, we drafted another running back out of Clemson, Phil Maffa or something like that. Now, I'll say this. He looks like a better black than blue to me. He hits the hole, but he runs to contact. He's a bruiser. You know, he gonna get it in. And if we look at the Marion Barber, Julius Jones kind of thing, well, we kind of setting ourselves up for that. But now we got Miles Sanders and the boy Williams from Denver. So they already had that same setup, that thunder and lightning, but it was older, a little more mature. Now, the best part about the draft is when we took the guard at 13, at 12, it solidified the interior of the line, which is very important with Dak because he's been hurt the last couple of years. You know, we can't seem to keep him healthy. So when we take Smith, Beebe, and then this boy Brooks, Tyler and Tyler, this boy Brooks, that's solid. Now that's gonna give us a chance against teams like the Eagles, who have just probably the most dominant player in all of football, if you ask me, in that Carter boy. I think he come with bad intentions. He hard to deal with. But now when you throw a boy in there like this boy, Booker, oh, now he got a fight on his hands. Oh yeah, Booker gonna bring it to him, just like he bring it to Nick. Yeah, that fixed that. But now last year's first round pick. See, we got 3 number 1 picks on our line. Guyton, hopefully he come on with it and play. Now they drafted 2 more linemen late, but I just think that's depth to replace the depth that we was claiming we were gonna start before we got this guard and shifted our lineup. But we went through. We had 10 picks and we didn't draft a wide receiver. What part of dumb general managing is that? What part of, okay, I'm sticking to my board drafting the best player? We drafted a defensive end again, the 5th year in a row, I think, in the 2nd round. We got 4 defensive ends that's going to play before we even got this boy. So now we draft a boy out of Boston College, Donovan. He's a defensive end, and he can rush the passer. But now they saying he's going to be a pass rush specialist. Is he coming in and starting? We were 7-10 last year. Our first 3 picks should be walk-in starters. See, instead of drafting a defensive end that we can add to the rotation, that's a hell of a player. We could have drafted a running back who would have started and didn't have to get 2 running backs. We could have just got the 1. We could have just drafted a wide receiver and had a true number 2 and not worry and be sweating bullets hoping we can re-sign Amari Cooper or trade for Pickens from Pittsburgh. And I like that. But, Pickens is a head case. He going to want some money in a couple of years. Jerry don't like to pay. He want everybody to give him a cowboy discount. So we got to make sure that we stay on point and pay attention to the tea leaves and see what we're going to do. See, I believe you don't build a team through free agency or just through trades or just with the draft. I believe you have to use all of those things, you know what I mean, to put your team together. And we don't play in free agency. We don't like to pay. We like the cheap man shop, the bargain man shop. We're at the dollar store shopping. We let all the show enough players get took, and then we come in saying, okay, well, they didn't want to give you 10, I'll give you 5. Well, that don't work in football. It might work somewhere else, and in the world of business it works because the less you spend, the more you make. So I understand what Jerry's doing on the business side, but his business is not bringing hardware, rings to the organization. He's just making more money than everybody else. That's why we're worth more money than everybody else. Because he's just as cheap as the Cincinnati Bengals. Some of the smallest markets in the league, he's just as cheap. He's still complaining about having to pay Parsons, and the longer he wait to pay Parsons, the more he going to have to pay him. But I guess I'm the only person that gets that or understand that. Why in the hell ain't he paid him yet? This is the way he's smart. He plays like, oh, we can't spend no money because we got to pay DeRon Bland. DeRon Bland got to play. He still got a year on his contract. That's the difference in us and Philly. Philly done been to 2 Super Bowls in the past 6 years, done won one of them, but both Super Bowls, they had different general managers, different head coaches, different quarterbacks, different teams. But they always trading, trying to get somebody. They done signed both their receivers. They had Swift. Swift's a nice running back. Saquon come up, boom, they get Saquon. Saquon rushed for 2 bands. 2 bands. You know what they did? They ripped up that little old contract, which had a year left on it, and gave him an extension. Boom. Now they done paid him out. They constantly redoing shit, and they trying. It don't mean they gonna win it next year, but they trying. You constantly add to what you got. We get backups and treat them like they starters. Oh, yeah, we got this player and this player. That's good depth. Your depth should be able to play. I don't want a backup that I can't play. He's just a backup. All my players have to be able to play. When I call your number, you better bring your ass out here and show out, or you won't be here next week because I need production out of every snap. We don't do that with the Cowboys. So when we don't get what normal teams get or the response is different, oh well, fuck it. You know, fuck Jerry too. I'm still a Cowboy fan. I was a Cowboy fan before Jerry, and I'll be a Cowboy fan after Jerry. The sad part is they don't plan on selling the team. Steven gonna take it over. If he not worse than his daddy, he gonna be his equal. Because his daddy used to spend money. Steven is the one that stopped him from spending money. So without his daddy, he probably won't never spend no damn money. They gonna just sell us the shoo all the time. Be in the motherfucking sand selling us desert. Say, man, this desert here, this desert right here, this shit right here, nigga, I'm standing on desert. But that's the road that we're rolling down. You know, when you start talking about the Cowboys, what exists for us, it's a long road to hoe. But if we can keep Dak healthy and get some form of run game, I'm not really sold with all the running backs that we got. Yeah, we got 4 different ones in Deuce Vaughn. I liked it, Deuce Vaughn, but they wouldn't play him. They kept saying he was too small. Then why the hell did you get him? Because he been that small. He didn't get smaller since we done had him. He been there 2 years and might have 5 or 8 carries or some shit. And we've been hurting at the position. Now, we go in, we sign 2 in free agency and get 2 in the draft. Guess who the odd man out is? Yeah, Deuce. You see what I mean? And he never got a share spin. But this is the NFL, to where the way people perceive you is normally what it is with you, just like Shador. Everybody know that's a starting quarterback, but the way he ran his mouth and he was so unprofessional, that's why it didn't work for him. The same way with this. This is not going to work for us, but we'll be productive. Jerry know how to keep a productive team on the field. He going to sign Michael, but he going to sign him at the last minute and probably end up paying him $45 million a year. Well, if he had signed him last year, we could have got him for 35. But we keep letting other pass rushers and other non-quarterbacks sign, and they make a shitload of money. Now Chase Daniels on top everybody. He making 40.2 or something, 40,500,000. So these guys, it's just ridiculous to me that Jerry hadn't gone and got the eyes and crossed the T's. And if they sign him, then for sure we get more money on the cap. Like right now we got 38 million. If we sign him, then that number's gonna go up. Can you believe that? If we sign Michael, and give him $40 million a year, we get more money on the cap. Meaning that we could actually go out and do something. Oh, that's right, but we done waited till all of the good players are gone. Now ain't, all of the blue chippers, all of the 5 stars, all of the boys that you know can play. Which is why free agency plays such a prominent part in this. You use the draft and you fill in with free agency. You use free agency and you fill in with the draft. And then when somebody get hurt and shit don't work out, then you trade. I was thinking earlier, what is the Pittsburgh Steelers thinking? Why are they waiting on Aaron Rodgers? And what the hell is Aaron Rodgers thinking? And then it hit me like a brick in the face. My dumb ass did not realize, and I knew this, that boy from South California. Yeah, it's a California boy. He grew up like in Joe Montana. Oops. And brought Purdy up for a contract. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe he trying to get the 49ers to bite on him. Because they signed Kittles today and gave him $40 million guaranteed, $75 million contract. So they still signing, but they can't agree on compensation. The number. They said that Purdy wanted 52, 55, and they were offering him 40, 45. Now, to me, I might take a swing at the Aaron Rodgers thing because I know dude can play quarterback. Now, of course, he's a head case, but he's proven if you put the shit around him, he'll get it done. He got 3 or 4 MVPs. He done won a Super Bowl. And he was up in Green Bay where there is no general manager and owner. The town owned the team. So if you put him in a structured environment, like Pittsburgh, for example, and they got Pipkins and Metcalf right now. They drafted the boy Johnson out of Iowa State, a complete running back. See, they didn't have to draft 2 running backs. They drafted a boy that could run and catch. We could have got that same boy with our 44th pick when we drafted a defensive end that we added to rotation. These are the little strategic moves that we make, and I believe we had a pretty good draft. But I don't think we feel the right needs. See, our team had so many needs that those first 4 picks were dead on. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman, we got a running back. So those positions were needed, but if we had done that different, I believe we could have got better players. See, they could have traded up and got a receiver. They could have traded back up in the 4th round when all the running backs started and got one, and then wouldn't have had to reach out like they did in the 5th round to take a running back. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about when I say they work with each other. Jerry was following the draft board that was created for him, and which is normally the best way to do it. I just hate to see us use 10 picks. Free agency's over with as far as the big dogs. Amari Cooper's out there. Keenan Allen's out there. I mean, everybody's a so-so player at this point now. All of the bona fide players are gone. Now, they saying that we could trade for Tariq. Well, Tariq older than everybody that's available. He 30 or 31, and he want a new deal. And he making 30 now. Well, we paying CD 35. I'm not opposed to bringing him in, but do y'all think Jerry gonna pay CD 35 and pay him 30 and pay Michael 40 and pay Dak 60? Come on, y'all. They still got to sign Bond. They still Tyler Smith. Excuse me. Hold on. Excuse me. They still got to sign Tyler Smith. Those 2 players have proven to be worth their weight in gold. They need to be signed. They don't need to slip out the back door. Jerry will let your ass go if you don't take his price. He need to sign those players and continue to build. Now, next year, Tyler Guyton's got the shit to get off the pot. Now, they saying, well, it's the Archie Manning draft. Man, what I wouldn't give to get Archie Manning here in Dallas. But we still have 2 years of Dak left under contract, so that's not feasible. It doesn't look reasonable. Hell, I thought, believe this or not, during the draft, when the 4th round ended, I said, well, shit, Dallas ought to go and take Shador and put him on the bench behind Dak for a year, then hire his daddy next year, you know what I mean, and sign his brother in free agency and bring Deion in the coach. That's how absurd it was for him to go from the 1st round to the 4th round. I understand they was mad at him and teaching his little spoiled ass a lesson, but at some point, what he did on the field is supposed to outweigh his immaturity. But his daddy didn't. His daddy coached him and know what they gonna ask, know what they looking for, and he didn't prepare him for the pop quiz. They giving him work to do, plays to call back, and he blowing it off like it ain't important, and he asking them questions. No, you going to work at that company. It's one thing for you to be informed of when payday is and what employee restroom is and off days and your sick days and what kind of insurance you got. You know, you can ask when you're trying to get hired at a job some questions. But you go in there like you need the job. You don't go in there like the job needs you. And to me, that's why he dropped. It wasn't a black or white thing. It wasn't a color thing. And yeah, them old white folks taught his ass a lesson. They taught his daddy ass a lesson. Do not play with us. See, Deion came in there. He was so boastful because this boy done so good. And he just succeeded at everything that I've ever seen him do, Deion Sanders. And he coached him in Little League. He coached him in junior high. He coached him in high school. And he coached him in college. It was just so disappointing for me to see him not tell that boy the answers to the test. Instead, he had him with this arrogant ass attitude to where you don't really have to interview with Pittsburgh because you'll be gone for 21. So he went in there with that mentality, with that mindset. And then people get mad when somebody don't draft him. Well, if you don't want the job, why am I going to draft you? If you act like you better than the job, then why am I going to draft you? If you act like we need you and you don't need us, why am I drafting you? You're not saving the franchise. You playing quarterback. See, we put too much value in the position, so it's just like a woman. They overvalue their pussy. In this particular incident, he overvalued his talent. Because then they start picking him apart, see? Then they start trying to say, well, he holds the ball too long. He done took more sacks in the past 2 years than any other quarterback. They start nitpicking. You know what they do. Anything you don't do at a certain level, they nitpick it. Nobody says he had the worst offensive line in all of college football, which is why he was rolling out and trying to extend plays. They say he's not athletic. How the hell you going to tell me Deion's son ain't athletic? Because he didn't run the 40? Because he's not a running quarterback? His brother, the safety, he was a shutdown corner till he tore his ACL, then they moved him to safety. He ain't came back as the same player, but he lost that speed. But you can't tell me that Shador is not a good quarterback or he's not athletic. They drafted Cam Ward with the first pick, and I believe Shador is a better quarterback than he is. But with daddy saying my son ain't going to play for this team, okay, well, don't play then. Take your ball and go home. Let's see how that worked for you. All the shit that all the niggas are saying and crying about, ain't none of them, we ain't started no league. So how we going to say something? How we going to accuse them of anything except correcting a situation? And I'm not going to say it's good that they did it. I'm just going to say that it's good that he got a dose of being grown, of something his daddy couldn't control. Now you got to deal with this. You done it. Now you got to deal with it. Now, your dad done held your hands through Little League all the way to the door. Now you in the door. Now you ain't got no guaranteed money. Now you ain't got no guaranteed UIL money. Now you got to play ball. I don't think Kenny Pickett and Gabriel going to be able to outplay him. Deshaun Watson's out for the year, and I think Joe Flacco is just there in case all these youngsters can't play. I believe it should do his job off the muscle. I really do. But he's a fifth-round pick. How many reps is he going to get in practice? Are they going to treat him as a fifth-round pick, or is it going to be an open competition where everybody get their chance to run with the first team? I don't want to see him running with the third and fourth team the whole training camp, and then we don't know what he got. I would like to see him get a spin with the first team. I really would. And it starts in practice, not just throw me in there in the game. So, but I believe he's going to win the job. I believe on their roster, he's the best quarterback. But that's neither here nor there. But y'all, I've been talking, you know, and it's been a beautiful thing for me, man, on this beautiful Top Dollar Tuesday, Nostalgic Radio. Y'all need to check us out. We're trying to do some big things, y'all. We're trying to make some music to where, you know, we play music. This is a radio station. You can tune in and listen to the good old times, the good sounds, the good rap. And when I say the good rap, I don't mean it's better than this rap, but to me it is. But I mean rap that make you think about something besides shooting, something besides killing. You know what I mean? Some kind of way we got to get that right, y'all. But y'all stay blessed. Y'all know Jesus got me spoiled, man, and I'm highly favored from Lonnie B and Lay George, boy. I want to give shout out to my whole nostalgic family. We're making some big moves. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to share the app with y'all hopefully next month to where it'll be easy for everybody to log on. I'll get my Facebook situation. It's going to be situated. And we're going to keep billing, man. Y'all tune in every night from 7 to 9. We got a new podcast on. We're talking about relevant news, different situations. If you're a new artist, send it in. Log on and send it in. We got a place for you to send it in. Send it to Christine with a K. They going to listen to it. They going to play it. We going to promote you. We're going to put it down for D-Town in the DFW. But we worldwide. This is the internet, baby. This is not $5. So y'all stay tuned and stay focused, man. And I'm going to get back with y'all next Tuesday. Yeah, sir. Mr. 214. Let's go to commercial, Jay. Take us out. You heard me? And that's what's up. Maybe he's doing something he didn't hear me, so I'll continue with my cowboy talk. Now, the way that the Cowboys will win is if Jerry gets back and hires a general manager and allows the general manager to hire the coach and allow that coach to hire his own personnel. That's the first step in us becoming relevant again. Let's get out of here, Jason. Take me out of here, baby. Take me out. Mr. 214, y'all get at me. Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Well, I'll keep talking then. And like I said, guys, we got to put the boogie down. We got to keep the main thing the main thing. But we need to start talking to our kids and communicating with them. I want